Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. I hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your day, enjoying your night, wherever you're watching this show right now. All right, I know. It's late. It's a late night. Some of y'all going, man, it's late, man. I want to go to sleep. It's bedtime for my ass. I understand. Trust me, I totally understand. I appreciate you being on here with me to talk about this one thing. Actually, I got a couple things to talk to you guys about. But of course, you know, the title obviously is something that is our main headline conversation of the day. But we got a lot of things to talk about, or of the night, sorry. But we got a lot of things to talk about. There's some updates on a couple stories that I have been covered in the past that suddenly have just popped off. And they're small stories, but I thought it would be interesting to bring them up and talk to you guys about them as well. Okay? And I know for some of y'all on the left coast, it's not that late. But there's a lot of other people that will say, hey, man, it's late, bruh. Like, I got things to do, man. You know, stuff like that. But hey, we got to talk about these things, okay? Obviously, we have our main topic down below, which is, of course, a very interesting piece that popped off yesterday, but I just, you know, I saw it. I was like, I will talk about it, but this morning, I only wanted to talk about things that had nothing to do with Will Smith. I needed a little bit of a Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, Chris Rock break, if you feel me, okay? Can you feel me? Okay? But I also did want to talk about these things, this new piece, which I found very interesting. And I wanted to hear your thoughts on it as well. So we are going to get into our main topic of the day. But first, I wanted to show you guys a few things before we jump into that main topic, because I thought that there's some very interesting things here. Some very interesting pieces of information, okay? And of course, you know, before we jump into everything, of course, please do not forget to hit that like button down below. Send them past 100 likes. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. Good evening, everybody. We got to talk about our main topic, which we will be talking about our main topic. I guarantee you that. But obviously, there's been some new stuff that's been popping off since I jumped off the show. Okay? Since I jumped off the show this afternoon. Okay, so we got to talk about some things. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, because we got to talk about those. We got more topics and things to talk about. And I would love to have you guys a part of the family so that we can continue having those thought-provoking conversations. Shout out to Larry Reed. Okay, so let's get into some things. Okay, first off, I wanted to say real quick, if you hadn't gotten a chance to check out Larry Reed live show today, he had a phone conversation with Kerrion Franklin. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm going to throw up his face with his father. His father is Kirk Franklin. Okay, GP, are you with me? You know what I mean? God's property. If you don't know who I'm talking about, talented musician. You know, he's got a very, very huge fan base. Kerrion on the right of the screen is Kirk Franklin's son. He was recently arrested and taken into jail. He's about to be extradited to Texas, allegedly, because allegedly he was driving the car of a woman that is no longer on this planet. And he also had a illegal firearm in his possession, or in the car. He had a big interview with him, a phone conversation with him, because he obviously Kerrion is locked up. Okay, he's locked up right now. So he had a conversation with him, and there was a lot of very interesting telling things, because obviously a lot of us are wondering who and what and why did he do this? Is he a part of some sort of weird murder, missing persons mystery, or no? Or is he just an innocent dude that just happened to own a car that used to be owned or registered under a missing person's name? God knows what. But it was quite an interesting conversation. Yeah, it was quite an interesting conversation. And but the thing is that you still are walking away from it not getting fully everything. There's still not a whole lot of truths in here yet, or nothing has been debunked or confirmed at all. So we're still waiting to see what the hell's going on. It's still fishy. I agree, Moosey. I completely agree. Sounds fishy to me too. It's still very fishy, but I don't think he's the kind of guy who would harm somebody in that kind of way. But then again, I don't know Kerrion like that at all. I don't know that my lover. From a can of paint, I just tell these stories, y'all. I'm just telling these stories, okay? But I thought it was very interesting, the interview. Definitely go check it out. He got a chance to do that and break some more information about surrounding this case. They're trying, apparently, Larry Reed and his people are trying to get him out of jail as soon as possible. But we'll see what happens with that, okay? Now, there's some other things too. One thing that I thought was interesting that I need to pull up, and this is short stuff, and then we're going into, I promise you, I'm just buying a little bit more time so that people start to file in, okay? But I do have some more information about a story that I covered about a year ago that I thought was very interesting. New information around that as well. So, yeah, y'all remember the Soho Karen? Does anybody remember Soho Karen? If you do, okay. We got to go into this real quick. Like I said, these are very short stories, okay? But if you don't remember Soho Karen, let me just show you a photo of Soho Karen. I think that they have the old video. I don't know if you remember this, where she accused of this teenage boy of stealing her iPhone at a Soho hotel in New York City. She literally tackled him to the ground, assaulted this kid, so on and so forth, right? She very much clearly, this is the infamous photo right here, clearly came off like she was a little off, if we're, from New York. Very off, okay? Clearly something was up with this chica, okay? And, well, there's some new information about her. Let's get straight to the top here. And there was some other stuff too, like she was spotted at a McDonald's and she was just acting like she was some sort of celebrity. It was weird. Clearly something's not right with this girl. But I am not a professional, nor am I a therapist or a psychiatrist. All I know is that she just seemed like something was not right with her. But now we got some information, some new developing information. Soho Karen Mia Ponsetto, 23 years old, is given no extra punishment after pleading guilty. She pleaded guilty to attacking the black teen and wrongfully accusing him of stealing her cell phone. Now, woke DA, well, this article that I'm reading tells her to simply complete 2-year probation. She's already serving for a DUI. So she gets a little slap on the wrist for attacking this kid. Literally, Ponsetto from Los Angeles was caught on camera in December 2020 attacking a black teenager in a New York hotel lobby, accusing him of stealing her phone. She accused Keon Harold Jr., 15, the son of a jazz trumpeter, Keon Harold, of theft, despite having left her phone in an Uber. Yes, so then there was also other things that developed, right? When we were looking into this story, she and her mom apparently like to go out and just get mucked up, like really just drunk as hell, apparently. And there was a big altercation that she had back in California where she was drunk as hell. And yeah, long story short, now the DA is basically saying, hey, she just has to finish her 2 years of probation that she's already serving for the DUI, and she'll be fine. That is time well served. I wonder what you guys think on that. Is that time well served or no? I think not. I also see a civil suit coming, personally, from the Harold family. Real talk. Okay? She'll be required for 2 years to abide by terms of her California probation stemming from a separate case. This is a completely separate thing. And to continue counseling. Yes, because she clearly seems like she needs some serious guidance. Real talk. That's not a joke. That is real. She comes off. She's an interesting one. She's an interesting character. I'll tell you that. But she did not receive any additional punishment for the attack on the teenager in the upscale boutique hotel. Why not, though? Like I said, why the hell not, though? So she gets to walk scot-free. Everything's cool. Everything's Gucci. But yet she still traumatized this young boy, this 15-year-old kid. Not only just dealing with the racism, dealing with all the other BS, the privilege, all that stuff. The fact that he was even, the fact that they even allowed the tackling down of this young boy by her because she felt that in her heart that he had a cell phone that was hers. It's just mind-blowing to me. So if the Heralds are watching, hi, welcome to the Pascal Show. Sue her ass. That's all I'm going to say. Sue the pants off of her. Can you even say that anymore? Will I get in trouble for saying that too? But sue the pants off of her. Real talk. Take every single last dollar she don't even have. That's what I would say. Or or make her pay for his cell phone bill forever, for life. That's what I would say. Pay my son's cell phone bill for the rest of your existence. And of course, anytime he wants to upgrade his phone, you have to pay for that too. I think that would be funny. That's poetic justice in my personal opinion. Just saying. Who would love to have somebody else pay for their cell phone bill and cell phones, their upgrades, all that stuff? You would never have, man, do you realize how much money you'd have in your pocket if you didn't have to pay? Period. You'd be rich. I'm rich. That's so much money. Woo, boy. Just saying. Sue her ass, real talk. But I'm just saying. I would be like, yo, for life. For life. Okay? For life. Anyway, I digress. But that's some interesting information right there as well. Okay? You have her. Now but I still think this is absolute trash. Okay? Absolute trash that she is only going to serve her DUI. The punishment, her probation, 2-year probation for a DUI that has nothing to do with Harold Jr., with Keon Harold Jr. Nothing. Zero. Goose egg, yo. Not a damn thing. And yet, she basically is walking away with not even a slap on the wrist, y'all. Because you know for a fact she was still going to have that 2-year probation for that damn DUI in California. But okay. Like I said, I'm gonna put my head, make my head big. The Harrell family, sue that ass. Okay? Sue that ass. Sue that ass. Okay. We're going to move on to the next story. We got some more. Actually, we got to go into our main thing because I'm not going to be on for forever, because I still got to wake up tomorrow morning and do this all over again with new news for all y'all beautiful, perky faces. Okay? So do me a favor, if you really appreciate the conversation and all that, and before I go into our main title down below, our main topic down below, please hit that like button. I've said it a million times. It doesn't cost you a thing. A like don't cost a thing. Just hit the like button down below. Send it past 100 likes. That's all. You just got to hit it. See that? Yeah, see, I see what you're doing right there. You know what I'm saying? You only got 18 more likes till you got, there we go. There we go. Get it to 100, baby. Just get it to 100. Okay. And please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you don't mind, please share this feed. Let people know about this show. Okay. Damn. I'm working hard out here in these streets, y'all. Yes, California girl. Yes. Yes. Working hard out here in these streets. Okay. So let's get into our main topic of the day. Okay. Because we got some things. We got some things to talk about. And I wanted to hear your thoughts on this. Real talk. I really want to know what you think. If you're down with this, if you're not down with this, the title down below. Apparently, the Academy, the people who give out the Oscars, the Academy has a board of members. They have a board of governors, if you will. Okay. They have a board of governors, members. And apparently these Academy members are now wanting Will Smith to do, I think, what a lot of people don't want him to do, which is give back his award. Because they think, I'll just show you the article. Because, I mean, the title just says it. It sounds like a Star Wars movie. But anyway, that it would restore national conscience. What the hell does that mean? Because okay, I'm sorry. I got time today. So tonight, I got time. So we're gonna make some time right now. Okay. So Academy members say Will Smith must return. Must, by the way, not they don't go, well, if you want to, what I mean? If you feel like it in your heart, you want to give it away. No, they're saying must return Oscar to restore national conscience. Yeah. You want to go into this article? Yeah, we're going to go into the article. Let's go. All right. A member of the Motion Picture Academy called Will Smith's 10-year Oscar ban a toothless penalty and said the performer should voluntarily return his award for Best Actor. Okay, real quick, guys. Real quick. This is a quick little recap, just so you know. If you forgot all this ish, I don't know what to tell you. You might want to go see a professional. No offense. But at the same time, I'm going to say this for everybody in those nosebleed seats. Remember this? Okay. Here's the wide, here's the tight. Here's the wide, here's the tight. Okay. We already know about, just a quick recap. We already know about the joke where Will Smith was laughing, having a fantastic good old time. She kind of just rolled her eyes about it. And then next thing you know, Slapgate. Okay? One man, one hand, and one chin. You know what I'm saying? Splat out. Okay, so we already know all this BS. And then on top of that, he wins. He gets the award. But then later on, like that's 30 to 45 minutes later, he wins the award. He blames everybody. He makes excuses. He blames everybody under the sun, even God and the devil himself, but does not take any accountability for his actions at all. He says he even blames love. L'amour. He blames love for all of this, okay? All of this ish. Because he played this man. Now, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to be a jerk. We will get into this article. But just side note, side question, sidebar, if you will. You tell me, does this man look like this man? Don't worry, I'll wait. I mean, I'm not going to wait, but you see what I'm saying, okay? Still, he still won the Oscar. And then about an hour or so later, after he's all teary-eyed and sad and all that stuff, doing this whole thing, like, my bad, I didn't mean to do that, some of the nana, speaking in tongues and blaming everybody except for himself. He goes and gets jiggy with it later on, about an hour or so later at an after party. not giving two damns about the fact that he just did this on international television. Okay. So we already know all this stuff. I had to do the recap because some of y'all don't know. Some of you guys do know, whatever. So then the Academy all got together. They were going to meet. Actually, they were supposed to meet like a week from today, but they moved it up 2 weeks because Will Smith wrote out a letter saying he was going to resign from the Academy, which, if you really think about it, doesn't mean a damn thing. It really doesn't. Like, what do you get by being in the Academy Awards? What? A continental breakfast? Like, what? Well, you get a continental breakfast and that's it? Free orange juice? An extra cup of Jello? Like, what do you get by being a part of the Academy? But by being a part of the Academy, by him resigning, he ain't missing much. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I already been had that Jello pudding pops. Let's move on, right? So the fact that he resigned, you got the Oscars, the president going, ho, no. Even though you stepped down and resigned, great. I appreciate you doing that, but we still gonna get together. We're still going to sit down. We're still going to congregate and figure out the fate and what sanctions we are going to bestow upon Will Smith. So they sat down, they got together, including, there was Steven Spielberg, Ava DuVernay, Whoopi Goldberg, a whole bunch of other people, all in this room. And apparently the room was split like the Red Seas, like Moses. Okay, split. People were feeling some type of way. One side, both sides were feeling some type of way. But they finally came to a conclusion and said, we are going to do something unprecedented that we haven't done before, and he's going to feel it all the way down to his loins. You know what we're going to do? We're going to ban him for 10 years, except you can still get nominated for an Oscar. What? Just saying. So he gets banned for 10 years, but he can still be nominated? Just saying. Does that make sense to you? Because it don't make sense to me. Okay. So, and here it is. Real quick. Yes, that is true. The Academy member, an Academy member is saying he should return, that he must return it to restore the balance of the Force. I mean, I don't know. This sounds like a Star Wars plot. You know what I mean? Choose the dark side. Something stupid like that. But anyway, so he gets hit with this whole thing, and now there are people, including one in particular, which we are going to get to, saying that this is nothing, that this is a nothing burger. 10 years, but yet he could still be nominated for multiple movies. He just can't be in the movie. He can't be at the Oscars. Let me tell you something, y'all. Okay? Okay. First off, it's the most boring event ever. I know people who have gone to the Oscars and they basically say, you get dressed up, you go into a place, a whole bunch of light bulbs go off. It's a photo op. It's a glorified photo op. And then you sit there and you basically fall asleep at your chair because not a whole lot of stuff goes on. All the action's all the way down at on the stage. And most of the time, everybody's in the nosebleed seats that really actually give a damn. Everybody else is down there just stroking each other off and being like, no, you're incredible. No, you're incredible. I'd like to thank the Academy and all the people that were also involved as nominees. They were incredible. No, you were incredible. Do you really care? For 10 years? That's probably a headache that he doesn't have to deal with. That's a blessing, not a punishment. And he could still win an award if he wants to. So is the 10 years really a punishment? Definitely comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Is it enough? So let's get into this article, okay? So veteran screen and stage actor Harry Lennix, He's been in a bunch of stuff. Star Trek, I think he's been in a bunch of stuff. Matrix. Okay, he's been in a bunch of stuff. Mo Money. Does anybody remember Mo Money? Okay. Just saying. He can't afford you, right, Amber? Just saying. Okay. Same dude. Mo Money. Mo Money. Mo Money. Anyway. So Henry Lennix, and I'm going to show you his face real quick. Here he is. This is him. Okay. We've seen him in a bunch of movies. Okay. He's a talented dude, but he has some things to say. He has some things to say. Okay. So he compared Smith's penalty for smacking Chris Rock over a joke, an extended time out for a playground bully that lays bare the shallowness of Hollywood morals in a scathing Variety op-ed Saturday. Lennix, a prolific character actor, okay, best known for his role in The Five Heartbeats, said it was galling for Smith to have been allowed to accept his King Richard Oscar and refer to the will of God in his speech. I just talked about that. He blamed everybody. He threw everybody and the kitchen sink and love in there too, and God and the devil on the same speech, y'all. The devil, okay? He brought the devil into this thing, okay? Smith's brutality stripped the entire evening of its prestige, Lennix said. He's 57 years old. He's a few years older than Will Smith. That was proven when stunned Oscar attendees gave a standing ovation to someone who just committed an assault in front of their eyes, which, yes, it is extremely, in my personal opinion, extremely hypocritical for people who are there that sit there and they shun any type of violence, unless it's, of course, a staged act, to all of a sudden go, what? When he's suddenly going, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. And then suddenly, as soon as they say King Richard, everyone just jumps to their feet. And oh my God, his performance was absolutely riveting. But he just smacked somebody in the face, yo. So, weird, right? Rocket cracked a ball joke. We already know all this ish. Okay, and Lennix has played, as the love interest to Jada Pinkett Smith's character Niobe in the Matrix franchise, and there he is again. He can't afford you, right, Amber? No one remembers Mo Money. Come on, y'all, Mo Money. Come on now, come on now. Okay, anyway, but that's who he is. Okay. With one deft blow, Will Smith created an existential crisis for the Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts and Sciences, Lennix said. The incident was such a jolt to societal norms that it will gnaw away at our national conscience until somehow properly atoned for. So here's the thing, though, and I get it. I feel what he's saying. Because he's expecting. Like, everyone's looking at this, and now we're going to be looking at the Academy Awards in a different light. This moment that is shown right here, that we all know, that we have seen over and over again for the past 15 damn days now, is something that's going to be burned in everyone's brains. And it is about what happens from this point on. And he, like a lot of other people, feel that the Academy and the members should have been much more harsh with Will Smith in how he was punished. Because he did this on stage on an international televised show live. This wasn't on his own free time at home and he got into fisticuffs with Chris Rock at a family cookout. No, this was at the actual award ceremony. So I get why he, Mr. Lennix, is being absolutely flabbergasted, thwarted by this, and saying, hey, no, he should voluntarily give up this Oscar and step away. That's it. Now, I got some super chats real quick. I'm going to read the rest of this article, but I don't want to miss these super chats. Real quick, Jeff Height, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. The Oscar is about the film, not his behavior that night. I understand that, but you also got to remember, I agree with that 100%. It is about his performance, which, is still up in the air if that was a good performance or not. But anyway, I will say this, though. There is a part, there is something here you got to put in consideration. This is an award that shows that is more than just. I'll say this. Yes, it is about his performance. It is about the film. It's not about his actions afterwards. Very, very true. I feel like that was probably one of the ongoing arguments inside the conference room when they were sitting there going toe to toe, word for word, debating what they were going to do to how they were going to punish Will Smith for this. But like I said, this is the height of every actor's career. This is the glitz and the glamour, all that. You have to proceed with caution. You have to proceed by example. What he did there was some neighborhood corner bar type of BS that I feel like what Harry Lennix has said, Mr. Lennix has said, is that this is absolute trash. That this type of ridiculousness is not how we are. It's not how we act here. This isn't MTV Awards. Like, no offense, but I would expect to see something like that at the MTV Awards rather than the Oscars. So I do see what you're saying, though, Jeff Height. Like, it's a very good point. Extremely good point there. Okay. Rudy, hello. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He resigned because of a suspension. While not as long would have prevented them from being nominated, or him from being nominated for an award. Well, well, first off, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. But I think that one thing he was trying to do is that I think one thing that he's trying to do, okay, is by resigning, is one, I think he was thinking that if he does that, he won't lose. He won't lose the award, period. I don't think he was thinking, maybe he was thinking about the future of other nominations. Maybe he was. But at face value, I think he was going, I want to hold on to this award. I don't want to lose it. I worked my balls off for this. I deserve more. I want more. I deserve this award. I put in the time and care and effort into making this happen. So the fact that he did that is probably him trying to save his ass and save that award. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Rudy. I really do appreciate that. I really, really do. Now, of course, we got more. Let's see what else this says in this article. Shall we? Okay. So, let's see. Okay. So Smith resigned. Obviously, we already know before it levied its decade-long ban on the actor. But Lennix said the punishment did not fit the crime. Now, that's one question I still ask you guys. Does the punishment fit the crime, right? The stain on the Motion Picture Academy cannot be easily remediated. The only hope for a justifiable grace must involve Smith voluntarily returning his award for Best Actor. And of course, we already know that he apologized online to Chris Rock and to the Academy. Chris Rock hasn't said anything, and he's declined to. But so far, he has declined to press charges. But we already know the Academy was said to be split on forcing Smith to return his trophy. Some dissenters noted that honorees convicted of serious crimes like H.W. and Polanski were allowed to hold on to theirs, while others argued the extremely public nature of Smith's attack demanded the unprecedented rescindment, something like that. So, that's why they're having that huge argument. That's why there was a huge divide, because everyone's saying the exact same thing. Real talk. Everyone's saying the exact same thing, like we've been saying in the conversation here, in the family chat, all that. Everyone's sitting here going, no, but Polanski and Weinstein and you know what I mean? And it's very true. They all have very good points here. The only reason why I say it, and the other side is going, hey, yes, those guys won awards, but whatever crime that they did was not, whatever crime that they were alleged to have done was done somewhere else on another time. It was not a crime that was committed on the stage right in front of everybody. With Will Smith, it's right there in front of everybody's face. How can you deny it, right? How can you dodge that information, dodge what you saw? How could you sit there and say, how could Will Smith actually say it wasn't me when we all saw it was him? You know what I'm saying? Lil Art, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I see a bunch of y'all in here, almost 800 souls watching the show right now. I appreciate it. Please hit that like button. Send it past 300 likes real quick. Like I've said before, it only costs nothing, actually. It don't cost a thing to hit that like button. So please send it past 300 likes for me real quick, okay? I really appreciate it. And for those of y'all who haven't done it yet, but are watching the show, checking it out and all that stuff, please hit that subscribe button. Just a little bit, just a little taparoo. And then if you haven't done it yet, hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload, whenever I go live and all that stuff. Okay? Please. All right? Hit that subscribe button. Baby, please. Anyway, so you heard the stuff. You heard that one of the Academy members has stepped out and said this, and there are other members that are feeling the exact same way. I guarantee you that it is not only Lennix that feels this way. There are other people that feel this way. Why would he write a op-ed in Variety if he was the only one? I'm sure this divided the room like crazy. People were arguing. I'm sure there were people passionate about this because for various reasons, because they're close friends with Will Smith, or they loved his performance in the movie, or they think that it's that what he did on stage has to Chris Rock has nothing to do with why he won the Oscar. All those things and all those arguments are extremely viable. All those arguments totally makes sense. But I'm curious with you guys. What are your thoughts on this? Is this something that you agree with? Do you think the punishment is matching the crime or no? Do you think this is a softball punishment? An underhanded pitch of a punishment? Or do you think that he got exactly what he deserved? I'm going to open up the chat lines real quick. Like I said, it's going to be very short. Very short. But I wanted to get your thoughts on this right quick. Okay? Just wanted to get your thoughts on this real quick. Like I said, it's going to be a short one. So make your thoughts short and sweet. But the video chat link is up above. Hop on, Love to hear your thoughts on this. We got Trisha in the house. Hello, Trisha.
Hi, hello.
Hi. You jumped on quick, so I appreciate it. What are your thoughts on this? Speak on it.
Well, you know me. I don't think that he should have slapped him, but I think that the what's the word I'm thinking? I think what they're doing to him is way too much for what happened, in my opinion.
Wait, so you're saying you think that his 10-year ban is not is too much?
Yeah,
Okay, can I just point this out really quick?
sure.
He basically is not allowed to go to the ball, but he can still get a whole bunch of he can still get accolades, he can still get nominated. Nothing changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that really quick. He doesn't have to go to the most boring event of the year. I mean, arguably one of the most boring events in the year. He doesn't have to show up for that anymore. Now he can sit back, have his movies get nominated, have himself be nominated, win, but somebody else will just have to walk up and go, "Hey, I'm taking this on behalf of Will Smith. Thank you to the Academy. Good night."
My problem is, they are pulling his movies and they're putting them on hold. Stuff that he worked on prior to this incident.
Yes, I get that. But that's not the Academy doing that. That's the production houses, that's the agents, that's the managers, that's all the people that saw what he did, which was wrong, and say, "Oh damn, I don't think anybody's going to be wanting to watch Will Smith right now. Let's put these things on
They'd
hold."
be surprised.
I mean,
But yeah.
there's a lot of people that still go see Will Smith, real talk, right now, even to this day,
Yeah. I think 10 years is a lot. Do I think he should have slapped him? No. Do I think they should take his trophy? No.
Interesting. So then let me ask you this really quick before I let you go. What do you think would be the proper punishment then, in your opinion?
I don't think he deserves to go back to the actual award ceremony. I think maybe 5, 7 years, but 10's a little much. It's a little much.
I think the 10 years is long, is
Yeah, it
much, for
is.
sure. I do agree with that. But Trisha, thank you so much for hopping on.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me again.
Anytime.
Bye.
Bye. We got Franchette. Franchette in the
Yes,
house. Hello,
yes,
hello.
it is.
How you doing tonight?
Hello.
Where you calling in?
I'm, huh?
Where you calling in from?
What you say? I'm from Mississippi. I am from Indianola, Mississippi, home of BB King.
Right on. The thrill is
Yeah.
gone. Okay.
Yes, yes. Listen, no, Will should not give his Oscar back. No, he worked for it. He earned it. If Harry Lennix want an Oscar to be given back, tell him to get his back. Do he got one? No. And I think that 10 years is too long. I'm still gonna watch a Will's movie. And I mean, like I said, I don't have no problem with damn one, Chris or Will. Both of them, to me, Chris was wrong with the joke he told. Will was wrong for reacting that way. So no. And while we're talking about Will, why is nobody talking about the fight at NASCAR? That's why I want to know. I ain't seen it nowhere on news, but one NASCAR driver assaulted the other. Now, where's the outrage? I'm outraged. And I want y'all to talk about that. Talk about that. I'm going to be emailing these news outlets why they haven't stood that out. Because if it's such an outrage for that, and then another thing, if it's such an outrage for Will slapping Chris when we see slaps all the time on these reality shows and on movies and all this other stuff, that was nothing to me, you know. But also, they don't need to act as if this is the first time this ever happened. John Wayne did it in 1973. He attacked a native woman, right? Then Clint Eastwood got up, and after all that, and it took 6 security guards to stop John Wayne from attacking a native woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Clint Eastwood got up after that, and then he verbally assaulted the woman. So where's the outrage? If you get John Wayne's Oscars back, get Clint Eastwood Oscars back. So don't make it like, oh, this never happened before. Oh, this never. Please get your history. Go down the timeline. I'm telling you, I love history and stuff and looking at things. But I want to hear about this NASCAR. I'm tired of hearing about the wheel thing. Let's hear about this NASCAR. Let's
Got,
hear about that fight.
gotcha. As far as the NASCAR, just so you know, I've only seen one article about it, and it was not even an article; it was a post on IG, on
Mhm.
Instagram. So personally, but also it's because I don't follow NASCAR. I just don't.
I
Um,
don't follow Oscar neither, but as soon as they put it on Twitter, everybody rushed over there to see it. Then, so
that's
hey, hey, so I want everybody to rush over there to see NASCAR. What happened in NASCAR? So let's not be selective in our outrage. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna be against
gotcha. Well,
something,
hold on.
let's be against
So
it.
real quick, can I, if you don't mind me interjecting really quick, there's no selection going on here. Because
It
here's
is for me.
well,
It
okay,
is for
maybe
me
maybe for
because you
you.
know why it's a
Hold on,
selective outrage
finish that.
because
Hi,
they're not. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
can I just finish? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
So, no, it's okay. It's okay. What I'm trying to say is that it is not a what was I trying to say? Okay. So if we had known about something like that, right? I think what's
Mm-hmm.
really shocking for a lot of people is the fact that it is who it is. If it was if it was any other person that was a world-renowned good guy, and then they snap like that on a larger scale, that would make some people shocked. And of course, it would be something where it would be out there
Yeah.
like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
with this NASCAR thing, it's still brand new, and I think there's a little bit of a. I'm not surprised with NASCAR. I'm just not. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying?
But no, I won't outrage. I now don't be surprised. I'm not surprised at anything. I'm sad because I really like Will and I like Chris. But I just want they act as if one bad thing and it's just oh, it's an outrage. But I want them to tell the truth. The people need to know the truth. What the outrage was for John Wayne when he tried to attack a native woman. Huh? Where's that outrage? So people don't be fooled. So hey, where's the outrage? Don't act like this is something that had never happened before. Yes, it has. And I just pray for all that's involved. But I really want, even though NASCAR is NASCAR, I still want them to get that same coverage, just like they gave this. And
Right.
no, in 10 years, shoot, it's been 10 years since he was nominated for an Oscar. Nah, he'll be all right. No,
True.
no, they ain't getting no Oscar back. Tell Lennon, Henry Lennix get his back.
Now, I will say this though. I will say this though. John Wayne, all that stuff, that was a completely different time. I will say that.
I'm not
Completely
gonna make
different
an
time.
excuse.
I'm not making any excuses. I'm just saying facts.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a completely
Mm-hmm.
different time now where stuff
Mm-hmm.
like this, stuff like what we saw on TV, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that was caught on TV, we don't is not tolerated to the vast majority of people. Back then, I don't even know. Was it caught on tape? Was it caught on camera? Was he up there?
It's
Story
just
that's
hey,
being
hey.
behind the
It,
scenes. You see what I'm saying?
But guess what? It still happened at the Oscars. No matter what times it was, it still happened at the Oscars. So
Very true.
they don't need to act as if this has never happened before. I don't care if it happened in 1910, it still happened at the Oscars. So they shouldn't act so, Oh, I'm shocked. I'm so appalled. And for people to holler about, oh, he set us back 50 years. Who he set back 50 years? He set me back. If anything, I have nothing to do with his actions, and his actions has nothing to do with me. It don't make me look bad one way or the other.
Gotcha.
And so, for people to try to put that on his shoulder, I feel like this. If people feel that a way that we've been stopped back, or they look, oh, that he made us look bad in front of certain people. Well, first of all, if they think like that, they're gonna think like that regardless, So
Yeah.
I just think that it's an overkill for this, but I want the outrage for the NASCAR situation. But you know what, Pascal, I love your show. I listen to you
Thank you.
every day. I just
Thank you so much.
never called in, but I just want to just to share that little tidbit, let everybody know that this ain't the first time this can happen. You know, and to let everybody know what about the NASCAR? Look it up. You say
I,
you saw something about it. Look it up. Talk about that. Let's talk
well,
about that.
Franchette, thank you so much for coming on. I do appreciate it. I'm going to have to jump on to the next caller, but I do appreciate you. I did pull up the NASCAR, so I'm going to look at that here very shortly.
Yes. Look
So
at
thank
it.
you.
Listen.
Thank
Be good. Thank you. I love your show. Keep
I love
doing
you
you, and
too.
I'm gonna keep watching.
Thank you,
All
sweetheart.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Real quick, just so you know, there really was a fight between. Let me just pull this up so everybody can see this, because we got to keep it fair. All right, and she's got a point, so I'm going to pull it up so that we all can see this. Bam. So allegedly, there was a full-on fight that happened at NASCAR 2 days ago between Ty Gibbs and Sam Mayer. I don't know who these guys are. I don't watch NASCAR, but apparently there was a fight. And I guess the ongoing question is why? Why did they get into fisticuffs? I don't know. But there's that piece of information just so you guys know. But let me pull up Sandy the Sassy. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you are loud. Hold up. Let me fix that real quick. How are you doing? What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Okay, when I saw that you're live and I saw the title, I'm like, oh, they're really gonna open that can of worms, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Because you already know they're gonna pull the race card in this.
You think so?
They're going to pull the race card on this. And let me explain why. Yes, Will fluffed up and smacked the mess out of Chris Rock on national TV. And if you're people sitting up here screaming, he need to take his Oscar, then his team is gonna be like, okay, you take this black man's Oscar away, then you got to do that for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So if this happens, that means they're gonna open up a can of worms that they really don't want to do it. Let them keep the Oscar. Let them be banned from 10 years and not, and keep it moving. Because you're really going to open up a can of worms that you really don't want to open.
Yeah.
This issue. Because I'm like, and then I saw where they're saying Chris Rock is thinking of suing Will Smith. Now, here's my issue with that. If he sues him civilly, and this, the Oscars is in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the state of California, you cannot have a civil suit before a criminal suit because he was assaulted on stage. If he don't press criminal charges, and then sue him civilly, he's going to have an issue. If he files civilly first, the courts are going to say, okay, if you file a civil lawsuit, you can't do criminal charges anymore. Unless you do both the criminal, because you got to do the criminal first, then the civil. Because they try to pull that during the first allegation of Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
California court said, you can't do that. You either got a civil or do the criminal charges first or the civil. That's why anytime I hear anything of any celebrity coming out of California where, like with Chris Brown, the girl was trying to sue him civilly over SA, I'm like, okay, common sensely, if I was SA, I'm pressing charges. Then after the criminal case is done, then I'm going to come after you civilly. But in the state of California, you cannot sue civilly first before criminal charges. Now, if you just sue civilly and don't do the criminal charges, then that, to me, it don't make sense. I'm like, you were assaulted on stage, press charges, and then after the criminal charges are done, then file for a civil lawsuit. Because if you just flat out file a civil lawsuit and don't press criminal charges, because you got slapped in the face on national TV, that was the slap seen and heard around the world. I'm sorry, I won't have no sympathy. I don't have no sympathy for you if you only suing civilly. I'm pressing charges. You slapped me. You assaulted me on national TV, criminal and civil. But if you're only doing just civil, and then he's talking about, I'm not talking about this issue until I get paid, that tells me a lot. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, if you're not pressing charges and you're only suing him civilly, that means, and you're saying, I'm only going to tell this story unless you offer me money. Make that make sense.
Yeah. I mean, something's definitely brewing for sure with all of this. So do you think, real quick, the punishment matches the crime? Do you think he should give up his award?
Being banned 10 years, because see me, celebrities do what celebrities are gonna do. Being banned, not being able to attend the parties and the functions and the press junkets and all of that for 10 years, I'm fine with that. Some people's like, oh, 10 years is a little. No, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But giving up his Oscar, that's kind of like a double-edged sword, kind of, because now if you tell this black, because like I said, his team is going to throw the race card in it. It's like, okay, even though he slapped somebody on national TV, assaulted somebody on national TV, if you're telling this black man to give up his Oscar, then you have to, everybody else that has an Oscar that has done more heinous crimes than he did, way worse than he did, you have to tell him to give that up too.
Gotcha.
But this situation is like, it's complicated. It's like
it's a very complicated thing for sure. But Sandy, I unfortunately I gotta let you go. I got a line of people. I got a queue of people, right, and I got a very little bit of time. So
okay, thank you for having me.
Anytime, sweetheart. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Yeah. We have unfortunately we're gonna have to make these kind of shorter. I'm sorry. But just so you guys know, I got Lil Art in the house. Hello, Lil Art.
Oh my God. Hi, hon.
Hey, where you calling in from?
I'm calling from Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
Okay, New Jersey. Yeah. So what's on your mind?
Born and raised in Philly, though. Born and raised in Philly.
Right on. So what's on your mind? Speak on it.
About the slap. I want to go to that. Obviously, we saw a man having a nervous breakdown. That's what I saw.
Okay.
I think that he and hearing that Chris Rock wants money. I didn't hear Chris Rock say one. I saw everybody talking until you hear from his. Did he say it?
Wait, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that again?
They're saying Chris Rock is asking for money. I didn't hear Chris Rock ask for money.
No, he has said that I'm not going to do anything or talk about this until I get paid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't keep up on this
Yeah, I don't keep up on this stuff. As a matter of fact, I didn't know about Jada and Will and all their troubles. What I see is a man having a breakdown, a family having their problems that I don't think should be. He shouldn't have gone and slapped them. That was wrong because I can't. I want to go slap a couple of people. Can I? I can't. It's not right. He should have waited till after the show, handled it like a man,
Yeah.
or said something at his speech. You don't go up. I want my. If I can I go hit my ex-husband?
Can you go what? Sorry.
Hit my ex-husband? Can I
I
go
mean-
slap him? I
I
can't.
mean, are we talking about law or are we talking about street law? Two different things.
Sometimes you really can't tell nowadays. What I really think that he shouldn't have slapped him because it's everybody around the world. Children were watching this. We're in a world right now where we are trying to keep people from road rage, from everything we're going through. We're trying to keep peace. I don't think that was the right thing for Will to do. Was it an off-color joke? Yeah, but I didn't know she had alopecia. She's had that beautiful look for all these years. She's a gorgeous woman. I wish I could have my hair bald.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if anybody else got up and I don't care that he got a standing ovation. It's the rich giving slapping each other on the back. I don't even care that they stood up. That's like with the Neil, I just didn't care. I just don't think he should have slapped him because it's an international. It was seen all over the world. What message does that give to our children?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's where my mind goes because I'm a mom.
So then, real quick, because unfortunately I'm gonna have to let you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a talker.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Oh my.
Oh, and I love you, by the way.
And I love you too.
I'm
Lord.
new.
Thank you so much for being on. Question: Should he give up his award or not?
No, I think that is so irrelevant. That is, and let him go to the awards. Who cares? To me, what banning him from it's irrelevant because the man needs help. It's obvious to everybody that he's having a breakdown, and who knows what you know what I mean. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I think all that other stuff is just people to go on and talk about. Let him have he deserves his Oscar. He's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw, it was inappropriate. There's a time and a place. I'm 62 years old. I learned it the hard way. He could have done it behind stage after, it was just the wrong time and place. I think he's ruined his career.
I hope that's not true. But
I'll watch his movies, but we don't know what goes on in what went on. We only, and her Red Table show, we don't know what that did to her.
Right.
What fame goes to your head. And I just think, I really do think he's having a nervous breakdown and needs help. I think all the other minutia, should he keep the award? Should he be allowed to come? That's not what's important. The guy needs help. We need to be talking about that because how many people like him need help?
Right. Well, Lil Art, thank you so much for your thoughts on this. I'm gonna have to let you go.
Sure, and thank you for having me.
Anytime. See you in the chat.
Oh, you'll see me.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right, I got Tony in the house. Tony.
Hey.
Hey, where you calling in from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. So what's your thoughts on this? Speak on it.
I honestly don't think he got enough punishment.
Whoa. Okay. This is a new. Okay. This is refreshing. You see, now I got to adjust my seat and stuff. Okay. Come on. Why?
He should lose his Oscar. I'm sorry.
Continue.
Okay, so here's the thing. Back to this smack. We all know more than likely, Chris did not know she had alopecia. I don't think he knew. I don't think he would have made the joke if he knew. Especially being nobody's talking about his mom having cancer and him having to take care of his mom. So I don't think he knew. And it was a joke. It was a joke.
Right.
You went up there and you bullied a man. You were being a bully. You knew he wasn't going to do nothing. And I said it when I seen it, even before everybody started talking. I was like, Chris Rock must be known for being a punk of Hollywood. Because Will Smith knew. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Chris Rock.
I'm not saying that you are. This is just a very refreshing and new perspective. So continue.
He knew he could do that too. He didn't have a nervous breakdown, because anybody who had a nervous breakdown wouldn't have looked at the person up there, and he would have reacted on spot. It wouldn't have had to take Jada to look at him if he had a nervous breakdown. So it wasn't a mistake. He didn't have a nervous breakdown because he would have did it with anybody. But he wouldn't have did it if it was somebody else up there.
Okay. So that's what you mean by him being the quote unquote punk of Hollywood. That right. He would be willing to be, that he is non-threatening.
Right.
That he wouldn't swing back because it's Chris Rock. And
right.
Obviously they know each other well enough to know that, Chris Rock ain't gonna swing back.
Right.
It's Chris Rock.
The reason why I said it wasn't enough, because you got to think about Chris Rock's story, his past,
right?
How he bullied, humiliated.
Facts.
I guarantee if you looked at his face when Questlove was up there accepting his award and stuff, hurt, shame. I guarantee you he probably thought of everything that happened in his childhood up on that stage and how he had to sit there and take it.
Again. You know what I'm saying? Again. Like,
right.
40 years later, he is still being bullied, but now the playground is the Oscar stage. You see what I'm saying? The front stoop of his home is now the Oscar stage. You see what I'm saying? This also makes me think about the some other things on top of this. Is just the fact of you got Will Smith, who is now like on this side. Let's just talk about Will Smith on the Will Smith psyche and all that. Because I think it's more than just, I think it's way more than just his snapping. I feel like it's him almost trying to regain his masculinity. It's more him trying to, like, I don't know, deal with all the BS he's had to deal with, all bottled up inside, from the entanglement to Tupac to all this BS. But at the same time, it just seems so strange that he would just explode right then and there on the biggest night of his life, biggest night of his career.
Well, I don't know what
crazy
trying to prove, because he laughed at it.
He did.
He laughed at it.
And if he had a huge problem with it, then why did he laugh?
Why didn't he react as soon as it came out Chris Rock's mouth?
You know what? Here's the other thing, though, too. I'm just going to throw this out to you, and then of course, unfortunately, I gotta let you go after this. But I just want to point this out. And I was just having a conversation about this just a second ago. All right, so real quick, just the other night, Jada Pinkett was out, dressed in gold, dripping in gold. Okay, she's at this opening and all that. First public viewing since the slap. Where's Will? He's allegedly somewhere, doing yoga and trying to find inner peace. Not trying to throw any shade, but he's in a rehabilitation center working on stress. He's in a rehabilitation center for stress. Okay. Whether you agree with this or not, I don't know if Jada showing up this early was a good idea, but this also does create an out for her, and it would be justified. We got to remember, think about this for a second. She has been trying for a long time to be emancipated from this relationship. It seems
Right.
like
Yeah.
she had a midlife crisis 10 years before. That's when the whole entangle or something like that, something along the lines of the entanglement stuff got in there somewhere within those 10 years. She was saying that she didn't want to marry Will. She ended up doing this shotgun wedding because she was 6 months pregnant by the time they actually walked down the aisle. So in a way, maybe she just didn't want to have that kind of lifestyle. But now Will Smith just did something so bad. He showed that ass. He showed that ass on an international stage. Now he's up for public opinion, and now Jada could just leave, and everyone would be like, well, a good majority of people would be like, yeah, I get it, because such and such. He can't handle you anyway. Blah blah blah. You see what I'm saying? Now he's smacking people like a little bee. So she literally there's an opening for her. An opportunity for her. If she really wanted to seek freedom, pure, unadulterated divorce, she could, and no one could sit there and judge her for it. Something to think about.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
You're right.
It's just something. I mean, to me, the other part is she's supposed to be, I think, if you got somebody out here doing, did this thing, you're with him, all that, you guys are a team. I just feel like you should sit and wait before you go to an outing. You know what I'm saying?
She doesn't care. She threw him under the bus. She don't care.
See what I'm saying? So it's just something to think about. But Tony, I appreciate you coming on. Seriously, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, we got Tyler Hackner in the house. What's up, man?
Hey.
Hey.
I was kind of
real quick. Real quick. I'm sorry. I got this super chat that's been sitting here for a second. I'm sorry. Lateef, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Alec Baldwin is still free. How many years did he get for unaliving someone on his own set? That is a damn good question. That's a damn good question. And he's still doing movies. He's in the middle of shooting a Christmas movie right now, dressing up in Santa Claus outfits and stuff. Real talk. So
right.
That's a good question too. But Tyler, what's on your mind? Speak on it, my brother.
Well, to add to his point, people were pointing out Harvey Weinstein, Roman Polanski, and yeah, I know you had that point of Will Smith committed his act on the Oscars stage, so that kind of, which I thought that was a good point, but I don't know, I just feel like there's levels to that, and the actual acts of the actual acts of offense were like even worse for Harvey and Roman Polanski, but that does not excuse what Will did. And as far as your question, I know you were about to ask. As far as the question, should they revoke his Oscar,
or should he give it up,
or should he give it up? Well, I don't think he should give it up, considering the actual the actual thing he was nominated for has nothing to do with the slap itself. He was nominated for the movie King Richard and for the work that he did there. I'm not going to be shedding any tears for him if they actually do decide to revoke his Oscar. I think he's going to be fine. I don't think he'll really be suffering I don't know, cancellation or whatever you want to call it. He's still going to be nominated for things. He's still going to be doing his job, and he won't be slapped for it the way Will slapped Chris for doing his job, for telling jokes.
Yep.
Right.
I think that obviously this whole thing, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to change anything. Like what he did is not going to change. Him giving up the Oscar is not going to change anything. But I do think that this Oscar is incredibly tainted now. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I know you have other calls to get to. I just wanted to make the point. Like, I don't know. I just think the standard should be applied to everybody. Like, get him off for 10 years. I think even if 10 years might be a bit much, it's still. I think it's if he's still going to be nominated for things, if he's still going to be doing what he does. I mean, it's not. I don't think that's that big of a deal. But I do think, as to the point that your other caller said, like they're just, yeah, they're like there's a certain line to this, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying it before, and you ain't wrong. Tyler, I'm gonna have to let you go here right after this, though. But you're not wrong. There are levels to this. I mean, even so, the jokes that he had, I feel like there is an ongoing seated. I think there was a much more animosity going on between Will and Chris that we don't even know. I think that this is years and years in the making of Chris probably saying some things or doing some things or something that's caused him to just, like I said, snap. I think that there's
right. It wasn't just. I don't think it was just the joke or anything.
Right. I think that
the joke wasn't even that bad.
There's a full-on story. You know what I'm saying? There's a full-on story that we don't know about fully. But hopefully we get the truth here soon. But Tyler, thank you so much for being on. All right, my brother?
Yep.
Thank you. We got Brian in the house. Brian.
Hello.
Hey, Brian, where you calling in from?
Canada,
what's up? All right, man. Thank you so much for calling in. What's on your mind? Speak on it, bro.
Yeah, so what I think is that at this point, Will Smith is too big to fail. Okay. And even if he's I don't know, sanctioned or whatever, that's not going to have a big effect on his career.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, what he did was not something that we should encourage, although many people seem to be so confused about his action, and I believe I know a little bit why. It is because he is a celebrity and he has reached a level of status where his celebrity status can let's say naturally put some bias into people's head. I'm saying that because after he slapped Chris Rock, some people were applauding, okay, because he came and he said, "I'm a defender," whatever. To me, that's I put that into the category of manipulation. Okay, what he did was bad. Whether you are Will Smith or the small guy or the plumber. But having said that, I kind of feel that in North America in general, I'm going to talk about something a little bit bigger quickly.
Sure.
In North America, I kind of feel as if there is something, as if the society is shifting more into a localized and popular judgment than giving the ability to judge and come up with a sentence to the justice system. We are supposed to be in a system where we have an executive power separated from the legislative power, separated from the judicial power. But more and more, let's talk about the cancel culture, for instance. The cancel culture, to me, honestly, is a bullying culture. Okay, many people are gathered together and they say, "Okay, what do you think about what this guy is saying?" And they decide that, okay, what you were saying to them is so bad that they have to shut your mouth up,
Mm-hmm.
And they take action. And the thing is that normally, to my opinion, when something like this happen, if there are internal rules in the Oscar system, they should apply the internal rules. But after that, the issue should be referred to the justice system. So that's my opinion. My opinion is clearly that in North America, I'm seeing more and more um, the line is getting blurred about who can issue a judgment about what someone or a group of people has done. And the real danger is in this type of situation is that if this kind of stuff keep growing, we are going to live in a society where we will have a gang justice. Okay, the most powerful gang will be able to apply his own justice, and that's going to become very, very dangerous. There are some examples that I can provide, but I don't want to be too long. Most of the time, when someone, let's say, do something let's say here in Canada, there was a radio host who was accused of sexual assault or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Justice Department investigate and come out with and realize. I mean, release the guy. Okay, but it didn't make any change in regards to the guy losing his job and all his life was upside down just because someone said this guy did something to me. People with no proof, your company with no proof, they just destroy your life. And yeah, so that's what I'm seeing more and more happening. And at at some point, no one is going to survive this kind of justice. Only holy people who comes from the sky who is going to be your colleague or rulers or whatever, right?
Gotcha.
So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Interesting perspective for sure. Brian, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. We got Rudy in the house. What's up? Oh, you're not on. Mm-mm. How about this? You're gonna have to go into your settings.
Hello?
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Pascal. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm alive. I'm breathing. Where are you calling in from again?
I am calling from Long Beach, California.
Long Beach. Woo!
Yes.
I love that area. It's like 75 degrees every day. It's gorgeous.
So that is a myth, sweetheart. That is a myth.
I like Long Beach. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I love it here.
What's on your mind? Speak on it.
I do not believe that he should give back his Oscar.
Okay.
Unless they decide they want to take back Roman Polanski and Harvey Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that should not happen. However, I do believe that the LA County DA should file charges against him. I think he should do a good amount of community service, 250 to 500 hours, pay restitution. And this, of course, I'm speaking as a court employee. As you know, I'm a court employee. So I do believe there should be some legal ramifications on this. As to my knowledge, he has no criminal record. If he stays clean for, say, a year to 5 years, everything can be completely expunged. But I believe something like that needs to be punished. And in this case, I don't believe it has. I think the 10 years was appropriate. It seems like a big much on the surface, but I think he was overreacting when he resigned. I think he should have stayed, allowed them to suspend him. And I think if he had been suspended, he probably would have been looking at a punishment of anywhere from 2 to 5 years at the most. A 2 to 5 year suspension. And I think at that point, that would have been adequate.
Okay. So one thing, though, is that Okay, and I hear what you're saying. It's very, very diplomatic of you. But of course, this is what you do, so I get it. So that does make sense. All this that you're saying, but one thing that he can't get expunged is the actual footage.
Well, no, but that's something he has to pay for. We all do things that are wrong in our lives. We all make mistakes, and we have to pay for those mistakes.
True.
This is a mistake that he has to pay for. And the world and kids and everybody has to see that there are ramifications to our actions, to when we do things wrong. You do something wrong, something happens as a result. And people need to see that. And I think him having things put on hold, and that's only going to last maybe 6 to 8 months, because I've lived in California my entire life. I know how this town is. Things will die down after 6 to 8 months. No, the next big thing will happen, and people will move on to the next thing. But I still think the punishment needs to be there.
True.
Do I think he'll get nominated for an Oscar next year? Probably not.
Hell to no. 2
or 3 years from now? Maybe.
Yeah.
Because this town they love second chances. They love people who are redeemed. They love to see that comeback story. They love to see that.
Yeah.
And so that's going to happen for him. But I do think there needs to be some concrete ramifications for his actions. So do I think that the Oscar needs to be taken away? No, I don't. But all the other things I spoke on, those are the things I believe should happen.
Right on. Community service and pull out that damn checkbook.
Exactly.
Right? Well, Rudy, I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That you dropped some knowledge. Thank you. Have a good night. I got information man in the house. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Want to give you a clap. You're doing a hell of a job, brother.
It is hot. You're coming in hot. Hold on.
Let me.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Oh, I hear you. You're just coming in hot.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay. Ooh, much better. Much better.
I just want to give you a clap, brother.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. You know what I mean? Just try to tell these stories and try to have these conversations. So speaking of conversation, we don't have a whole lot of time, but what's on your mind, man?
I'm gonna get straight to the point. I don't believe he should give up. I agree with everyone else. I don't think he should give it up because they haven't shown the same punishment, nutrition towards other people who did some wrong, and he won it for his acting skills. I just want to say here that Will, I know a lot of people want to do a diagnosis on this man. I work as a mental health therapist. He definitely has some issues, but let's be honest, Will does not have a track record of behaving like this. So let's not act like Will Smith has this track record of knocking people out. I think the circumstances or what they were is that I think some of the ladies may not like what I'm going to say here, but it has to be said. His wife was the common denominator to his behavior. She has been the common denominator in his life. And I do believe that she has been not in the best interest of Will. And then Will is also suffering from the fact that he could never, and he admitted this, if you read his new book, that he's always been stressed and affected by what happened to his mother, the abuse of his father. And a lot of the women that were in his life were also had a lot of issues where he felt he didn't protect them. Not to mention, even in his first marriage with his first wife, Jada had a lot to do with the destruction of his first marriage. A lot of people have forgotten about that she came in, caused a lot of ruckus in that situation. Then we know that there is issue between Chris Rock and him and her because of what happened in 2016 around the whole issues of Oscar So White, and they were protesting it, and he went up there and criticized. So they didn't like it. They didn't like it. So we do know this. We do know that Will was laughing at the joke.
Right.
Then the minute he looks at his wife, and you've heard this already, she looked at him. She was laughing at one point in time and she stopped. Then she got that look at him and it was like, okay, I can't go home to this household because it's going to be hell to pay.
Right.
And I think she basically, part of his emotional problems, if you want to say he's got emotional problems, is that he's dealing with a woman in his life who's not showing him respect. We've got clips out there, brother, where she's saying that, where she's laughing off the whole situation with Chris Rock. We've got tapes of her embarrassing Will. Well, Will was talking about how he's done everything he can to make a person happy. He was talking about her, where she had embarrassed him on video. He's talking about, hey, I have a public image. I have a brand on social media. You're going to ruin it. She is the impediment in his life that I believe is part of one of his problems. And I think in some ways, he needs to get this woman out of his life because she has not been in his best interest going forward. Will needs to get help. As far as his career, I'm not worried about his career because we know how this thing, the lady just said it. In a couple of months pass by, he'll rebuild his career again. And I guarantee you, if Will makes an appearance somewhere or does a movie, TV appearance, you'll have high ratings because America loves drama. America is built on drama, and they love a comeback story, as was said before. Yep. So I think his career, he'll be back on top because we've got people in the entertainment industry that were caught in having sexual relations with underage a long time ago. Can I name a couple of these celebrities that have done some things?
Yeah, not really. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to,
I know,
do co-work.
No, I'm not gonna name. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not gonna name them all.
No, you ain't wrong. And there's a lot of people. There's those people. There are people that have been involved with that have also won Oscars as well,
right?
Doing even worse crimes than what Will Smith did. So I do understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like giving up his Oscar, not so much.
Right.
But yeah, and also at the same time, yes, we all love to see a redemption story. They were already in the works of making his biopic, for crying out loud, while he's still alive, which still is interesting to me. He's 50 years old. He still has the rest of his life to live, but they were already working on a biopic. Okay, so, but the funny thing is, and I've said this before too, is that we are now watching the possible redemption part of his story.
Right.
So in his biopic, we
are
his biopic right now. And then, of course, it's another opportunity for another book and all these other things that could unfold from this situation of him finding his mental health, finding his happiness, finding balance in his life, getting rid of toxic people. Maybe that's Jada. Maybe that's not.
That's my opinion. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me just leave you with this point here.
Shoot.
I think the greatest PR that could happen, ladies and gentlemen, is if Will Smith and Chris Rock go on a tour together and talk about, you may see him doing PSAs about domestic abuse. If those two brothers get together, make an appearance, you may even see them make a movie together and hug and kiss and say, I'm sorry, brother, I'm sorry. I think that's the greatest PR that money could buy. That could probably help a lot. And maybe, hopefully, that will happen. We know that Chris Rock, there's been rumors about him wanting to sue him for money, sue him. I don't know how true it is, but it is what it is. Best out. Thank you for letting me come on.
But Information Man is basically saying Chris Rock and Will Smith should do a Black Brokeback Mountain.
All right, brother.
I'm playing.
That's great.
Talk to you soon, man.
Hey, but we're going to see something.
Oh, man. Anyway. Good times. We got Honestly in the house. Hello, Honestly.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Where you calling in from, sweetheart?
I am calling in from Detroit.
Detroit. Okay, so what's on your mind? Speak on it.
Yeah, so no, I don't think that he should give up his Oscar. I don't think that it should be taken because, like, if my last check, if I had a bonus on my last check, and I go to work the next week, I get into an altercation with a coworker, slap the coworker. I mean, I may get walked out, I may get arrested, I may have some legal fees, but my job is not going to ask me to pay back the bonus that they gave me because that doesn't have anything to do with the value that I brought to the company, the money I brought to the company, and all of the work that I did. So, I mean, in my opinion, Will should have had an Oscar for Pursuit of Happiness and Ali. So he was kind of like owed an Oscar. And, what he did doesn't negate the work and the money that he brought the studios. That just is what it is. So the 10 years, I mean, yeah, maybe, I feel like at this point, Will's kind of at he's going down in his career. Like he's already hit the pinnacle. So from this point on, he's just really coasting, taking the projects that he wants to take. He doesn't have a need to prove anything. So I feel like none of this really matters. He's already solidified. But giving up the Oscar or them taking it back, no, that's crazy. No.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that point. It's kind of like, no, this has nothing to do with what actually happened. The insult happened. That thing was said. I smacked him. This has nothing to do with the actual Oscar. Unless you found out that I cheated making that movie, it was all CGI and it wasn't really me. It's kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Then I understand giving up my Oscar, but the smack and the Oscar or my work, my hard work, are two completely different things and have nothing to do with each other. So I do see that. I see that point. But you got the guy Lennix basically saying along the lines of, I'm just trying to pull the thing. He said this will restore national conscience. So in my mind, I'm going, is the conscience of the world right now, of the nation, really that like thwarted by this situation, or no?
No, and that they're just being dramatic because that's basically it's drama. But
Right.
yeah, it's not that deep. And most of these awards we are all aware of now, they're bought and paid for. I mean, it's just you don't really take it seriously anyway. Like I said, Will he should have received an Oscar for The Pursuit of Happiness. He gets one for King Richard, and I'm not saying that King Richard was not a good movie, but it's like, I mean, it's not that we haven't seen him do a good portrayal of a person before. So that's
Right.
just fluff. No, it's like it I don't know. I think, me personally, this is Will's job. Like, he's an actor. He got an award for doing his job well. This will be tantamount to you doing your job well at your job and getting a bonus. Even if you F up later on down the line, you do not have to pay your bonus back. At least that's how my mind thinks of it. So it's
I see.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Honestly, it's funny because you kind of sound like Jada. It's kind of weird. It's
No,
kind of
that's
weird.
bad. No. She is
I'm
public
kissing
enemy
her
number
butt.
one right now.
No. I'm not. I didn't mean that as an insult. I mean, I think she's got a beautiful speaking voice. So I'm just saying that
Well,
you
thank
know,
you.
you sound like Jada. I do appreciate you coming on and speaking your mind on that. And you got a point there. If you got a bonus and then something goes down right after you got the bonus, you're not handing that damn bonus back. That thing's already cashing out. That's already
That's
clipped
right.
in the check account.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? You're like, sorry, I already spent it. What are you talking about?
Yep.
So you ain't wrong with that. But honestly, thank you so much for coming on, sweetheart. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Later.
Anytime. Bye. Yes. So that was an epic speak on it segment. I appreciate all y'all for coming in and chopping it up with me, putting in your thoughts on all this, But yeah, man, this is man, what an interesting ride this whole thing has been. And and of course, this will be the last time for a while. You know what I'm saying? This will be the last time for a while that we talk about this ish, unless something else pops off. Unless, like, tomorrow we wake up and Will Smith actually hands in the award, which I highly, highly doubt. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many other huge stories going on in the world, like you saw me talking about in the very beginning of the show. Talking about, of course, Kerrion Franklin and the Soho Karen. There's other stories as well that I'm going to be breaking with you guys tomorrow morning, that are still breaking and just mind-blowing as well. But I have a feeling like this will be something that, of course, this is going to be an ongoing thing, but I think it's not going to be something that is every single day, something new popping off like we have had for the past 15 days. You see what I'm saying? But I do appreciate you guys going on this journey with me and being a part of this conversation, because we need to talk about these things. And I also do agree, Information Man Show did say something that is very, very true, which I would love to actually see. I just didn't get a chance to piggyback what he said. I was too busy cracking a joke and then he jumped off. But I do agree on this idea that if they went and did a tour, if Will Smith and Chris Rock could actually get in the same room at the same time, apologize, but then use this as an opportunity to go on tour, go on a little tour, a college tour, and just sit down and talk about relationships between men and how we can be better at communicating with each other, how we can find forgiveness, how we can grow. Even when we're in our 50s, there's still a lot to learn, but never, I'm going to say this, never on Red Table Talk. That's all I'm asking. Please don't do Red Table Talk. Please, oh God, please, baby, please do not do Red Table Talk. You put this somewhere else, go on a tour, or go and sit down on a larger, like on a huge network, right? That's going to put it out there for everyone. Do a freaking Netflix special. I don't give a damn, but somewhere that is not Red Table Talk. You don't have to go on a tour and jump around and do all this stuff. Just sit down in front of some cameras and just chop it up and find forgiveness within each other, and talk about how us as men and us as Black men need to find new ways of communication, find ways of there's the levels of masculinity, the levels of being emasculated, so on and so forth. There's so much to unfold with this story, with this situation, with this slap scene around the world, that I feel like they can turn into an incredible teachable moment that the rest of us, not only just men, but us as human beings, could learn from. That's what I think. And, just echoing off of what we just discussed. But I think that would be something powerful. Just having maybe a moderator, bring in somebody, you sit down, you talk about these things. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That would have been amazing. We got a super chat here. Local Trees, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I know this was a long time ago, but I wanted to pull it up before we start to wrap up the show. Thank you so much again for the $5 super chat. He laughed and saw her face, got into gangster character, Detective Lieutenant Michael Eugene Mike Lowry. Yeah, he really did. He really, really did. And he chose the worst time to do that. But I also do think that he has and I think we don't see this because we don't see his every day. But I do think that he is somebody who likes to self-sabotage subconsciously. He likes to, when he won his Grammy a long time ago, he got himself into some serious stuff, into some serious problems. Obviously, whatever happened to him, he got arrested. He almost blinded one of his producers. I mean, it was the biggest accolade you could ever get as a musician, as an artist. And that 2-3 days later, he's locked up because of some stupid stuff, because he got into some sort of, some sort of altercation, because he lost his cool. Same thing happened. Only thing that is different is that he's 50 years old. He got arthritis in his on the right side of his body. You see what I'm saying? And instead of waiting 3 days after the win, he does it the day of. He does it that very hour. That's the only difference. Self-sabotage subconsciously. Because maybe in his mind, he feels that he doesn't deserve it. Or maybe he feels because of his self-righteousness, because he is Will Smith, Big Will, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince, whatever you want to call him. He may be thinking, hey, I could do anything I want. I'm on top of the world, baby. I'm Will Smith. And totally forgetting that he's actually a human being and there are laws that he could actually break, that he could possibly get thrown behind bars for. breaking said laws. He's not above the law. He ain't Judge Dredd. He ain't, you see what I'm saying? He's not a god. He's a human being just like everybody else. But I do think that there is a level of self-conscious sabotage that has come from all this. The stress, the entanglement stress, I'm sure he wakes up every day and he just hears it's 3:00 and I'm faded every single day. I guarantee you that. He wakes up with that in a deep, dirty, salty sweat. Okay? Cold, dirty, salty sweat. Just pouring, hopping out of bed. It's 3:00 and I'm faded. Oh my God. Every single morning. So that has a lot to play in here. But then he goes up there. And I'm sure he has some issues deeper than just what's going on that we saw at the surface with Chris Rock. Guarantee you Chris Rock's been cracking jokes. Even after the 2016's Oscar So White. And so probably he was like, man, if this mother lover says one more thing, man. And then all of a sudden he just lost it. Now, and the other thing you got to put in consideration too, which does not excuse anything, but what if he was under the influence? What if he was influenced on something? I mean, we will never know unless he's actually going to be 110% candid when he comes out of his cave, aka the luxury rehabilitation center that he's out at in the middle of the desert somewhere. I guess we'll only know when he comes out and decides to make that be an honest moment. But what we know is all the things that have unfolded. And, I hope, well, one, I'm looking forward to a little Will Smith and Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett Smith break, unless something big happens here. Unless something pops off. But I will say this. They all need to find time to heal. The only way I think that Chris Rock is really going to heal is not only getting the apology from Will Smith face to face, but also him going on stage and working it out on stage. And I think he's still working it out. But I also know that he's looking to secure a bag. And I don't blame him for that either. And I've said it before. The best source of revenge is success. So we'll see what happens here. We will definitely see what happens here as time goes on, as the Will Smith and Chris Rock saga turns. It's like a little black soap opera. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens here. And we will talk about it when there's more information. But for right now, that's all we got. I don't think he's going to return the Oscar. But unfortunately, the Oscar got a little stain on it, and it sucks. Now people are going to remember this Oscar for the slap instead of for his hard work. Whether you liked the movie or not, whether you thought his performance was good or not, he still won that for not only just for his performance, but I'm sure for his years, his catalog of work as a bankable movie star. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. We'll see what goes and unfolds as time goes on. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you all being on here. Hit that like button down below. Do not forget to do that. Por favor. Okay? And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay? Working really hard to get to 100,000 subscribers. I'd love to get past 60,000 subscribers here soon. That'd be amazing. I'd love to get past a new threshold. You know what I'm saying? That'd be incredible. So please tell your friends, share this feed, let people know about this show, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well. And I'll see you guys very soon, okay? It's time to go to bed. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.